Aero Electronics, a $28 billion a year tech powerhouse, just joined Hedera's Council. France's central bank is calling to accelerate distributed ledger technology adoption from pilot to production, and we know that they definitely have ties with Ripple and XRP. We're going to be highlighting Quant's role in the digital euro. We've got a lot to get into today, so buckle up. Let's start with Aero Electronics. Today, Aero became the newest member of the Hedera Council, joining giants like Google, Dell, and IBM. So we can dive a little bit into who is Aero. They were founded in 1935. They operate in 80 plus countries. Their revenue in 2024 was $28 billion. They have a focus on electronics components. They definitely deal in global supply chain initiatives, enterprise IT, as well as you can see all the different products that they offer here: circuit protection, computers, tons and tons and tons. Aero isn't just going to be dabbling into blockchain. They're looking to leverage the Hedera network to transform their global supply chain initiatives, from real-time tracking of shipments to automated compliance between international partners, to predictive analytics for manufacturing. This is all on the decentralized carbon negative network of Hedera Hashgraph. And with Aero's influence across 220,000 plus customers and suppliers, the potential scale here is massive. We took the liberty of kind of writing up a full article on genfinity.io if you guys want to go check this out. But they're just, as I mentioned, exploring the development of a distributed ledger-based supply chain initiative on the Hedera network, focusing on real-time visibility into the movement of goods across complex multi-party supply chains, aiming to support automated compliance checks and improve predictive logistics capabilities for global manufacturing and distribution systems. No specific details yet, but this is what they're aiming to leverage, and pretty awesome. I think that a lot of the Hedera community has been waiting for some time to see another governing council member join. If you guys aren't aware, you can go to HederaCouncil.org and check out all of the council members of Hedera. You've got Aberdeen, Aero, Australian Payments Plus, which is a combination of FTPOS, and then I want to say NPP. I could be mistaken. I think there was 3 entities, actually. Essentially the ACH system in Australia. Avery, Dennison, BitGo, Chainlink, Kafra, Dell, Dentons, Deutsche Telekom, DLA Piper, EDF, Google, Hitachi, IBM, IIT Madras, LG, LSC, Magalu, Mondelez, Nairobi Securities Exchange, Nomura, ServiceNow, Shinhan Bank, Standard Bank, Swirlds, Tata Communications, Ubisoft, Wipro, WorldPay, and Zane. I think one of the things that we're all kind of looking forward to, and this is just, I guess, crypto in general, is you see these kind of partnerships announced. Obviously, for those that aren't aware, Hedera Council members, obviously, they operate a node on the network. They govern the network, all this other stuff. I think we are at the point now where we want to see some kind of real world use cases coming off the back end of some of these integrations. So I'm excited to hopefully see some of this stuff going live. Nothing's been confirmed yet as far as dates are concerned, but Aero Electronics is huge. I think they're a Fortune 124 or something like that out of the Fortune 500. So definitely not small potatoes there. Go to aero.com and you can check out all of their products and all the initiatives that Aero Electronics are involved in. I want to get into this. So this is coming out of the Bank for International Settlements, a major speech from the deputy governor of the Bank of France, Denis Beau, sending, I don't know if it's shockwaves across the financial world, but you can see here that there's definitely blinkers going off for, let's hurry this stuff up a little bit. So let me get into the part of the speech that I found interesting. And there's definitely some correlation and backdrop here with some older Ripple XRP stuff. So he's giving examples here of different areas that need to be kind of carried through to get the Euro system up to date, the European agenda. He's talking about equity financing. He's talking about the last example relating to market infrastructures. He's saying we, as in, everybody in the pretty much the Euro system, need to adapt European infrastructures to the wave of technological innovations currently being deployed based on distributed ledger technology and asset tokenization. Our first objective is to develop a wholesale central bank digital. This speech just came out today. Our first objective is released. Our first objective is to develop a wholesale central bank digital currency for use by market participants. Now, there is a clear separation between wholesale and retail CBDC for those that aren't aware. You can think of wholesale as kind of a business to business CBDC. You can think of retail as kind of digital cash, like what we would be using. So our first objective is to develop a wholesale central bank digital currency for use by market participants, followed by a CBDC for everyday retail payments, or the digital euro. Then in the medium term, we need to develop a European unified ledger to modernize securities transactions. The United States authorities' recent announcements in support of crypto assets and stablecoins make it even more vital we complete this project to maintain our monetary and financial sovereignty in the new world we are entering. The goal now is to move as quickly as possible from experimentation to operationalization. That's a word. Rest assured that the Bank of France and other Eurosystem central banks are working very actively and resolutely to complete this project. A couple of takeaways when you see this shift in verbiage that has been a slow shift, and it's been a shift that we've seen over the past few years. They were initially looking at blockchain, distributed ledger, and crypto purely from a kind of a risk-based standpoint a few years ago. Then we started to see, and these pilots have been going on for a handful of years at this point in time. We did start to see kind of a narrative shift as these pilots started coming more and more through fruition. And now we're seeing literally the deputy governor at the Bank of France saying not if, but when. He's literally saying this new world that we are entering, and saying that the goal is to act as quickly as possible from experimentation to operationalization. Pretty interesting stuff here. We can go back in time a little bit. And I found this document, I think in 2021. This is a document that has since been deleted from CPA Australia. You can go and try to find the PDF somewhere, but this is from this document. And the note within this document was interesting to me a few years ago. France's central bank, Banque de France, has openly discussed Ripple/XRP as a possible platform for Europe's central digital currency. I'm assuming they're talking about the digital euro there, the retail CBDC aspect, not the wholesale CBDC, but still, this was 4 years ago. This document has since been deleted. We know that there's been tons of work since then. I wanted to also give a shout out. This is from the retail CBDC standpoint. This is Quant. I covered this, earlier in May as well, but Quant selected as a pioneer partner in the European Central Bank's digital euro project. You can go and read through this. Quant's certainly kind of a sleeper ecosystem. They have not done the kind of direct marketing that a lot of different ecosystems do. They kind of just have been integrating quietly behind the scenes with some of this stuff, and these are some heavy hitting integrations. Certainly, the technology that Quant is leveraging here has been integrated into projects like the United Kingdom's regulated liability network. That's a fascinating deep dive. It's essentially like you've basically got a parallel ledger that can interoperate with blockchain and DLT alongside like the banking systems. And the Bank for International Settlement and Bank of England's Project Rosalind retail central bank digital currency, Quant also involved in. But they were selected as a pioneer partner in the European Central Bank's digital euro project. Their pioneer role will focus on embedding programmability capabilities, testing conditional payments with the European Central Bank, and embedding programmability at the wallet layer. Using our existing programmable payments tech linked to the ECB's digital euro service platform. They'll enable conditional payments in the digital euro and a peer-to-peer marketplace use case. Pretty cool stuff coming out of Quant. But yeah, definitely ties back in the day to Ripple, both Ripple and XRP as a possible platform for Europeans, for the European digital euro. and the CPA document has since been deleted. We also see Dennis Bo, the same guy that gave this speech that was published here, talking about the acceleration from pilot to production, that was published by the Bank for International Settlements, right alongside, this was in April, right alongside Ripple here in this Eurofi.net digitization and technology document, tokenizing real world assets, the next step, leap in financial innovation. Matthew Osborne, Policy Director, Europe at Ripple. And you've got Dennis Bo, First Deputy Governor, Bank of France, Europe's path to tokenized finance, scaling, stability, and market confidence. There's a lot of stuff going on, guys. Hedera onboarding a $28 billion a year tech giant to the governing council. France publicly sounding the alarm that, the shift is happening with all Eurosystem banks from pilot to production for a wholesale CBDC as the first step. And then moving into the phases for the retail CBDC or the digital euro as the second step. Ripple's tech, obviously consistently appearing. Quant already building for the European Central Bank, Bank of England, Bank for National Settlements. Yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Hit the like button if you want more of this content. Actually, I want to lead out here real quick. Somebody actually said, I forget what document I shared on Monday. What was it? Etsy, for that standards documentation coming out of Europe, for like, I think Etsy is telecom. I'm forgetting now. I find a lot of these documents about the convergence of AI and blockchain and distributed ledger from like one of the biggest standard setting bodies in all of Europe. I think like top 3. I think the UN actually only recognizes 3. It might be the UN. And I think Etsy is one of them. But somebody posted a comment under the YouTube saying, I don't know who's feeding you with these documents, but keep them coming. I wish somebody was feeding me with with the documents that I can kind of scrounge up from these deep dives. It would take about 3 hours off of my morning when I do decide to kind of see if I can find something, because some of these documents take hours to find. It's part of the reason I don't make a video every day. Number one, I don't have the energy to make a video every day, but number two, doing that type of research and then trying to coordinate and consolidate and then post it in a way that makes sense, that's a lot of work. So if anybody has somebody that can feed me with that deep divey content, please, by all means, I would love to get that given to me. But anyways, we have a couple of cool interviews coming up. We just did an interview today with Credify and XDC Foundation, talking about bridging Web3 into Web2, breaking down the small and medium enterprise kind of debt gap that exists out there, and certainly getting into a little bit of trade finance stuff as well. And then tomorrow, I have an interview with Kamal Yousefi, president of the board, Hashgraph Association. We don't get to hear a lot from what's going on out of the MENA region, so Middle East and Africa, out of the Hedera ecosystem. So this should be a pretty cool interview. I've never interviewed Kamal before. They've made a lot of strides recently. They have $1 million hackathon going on right now. There's been some interesting announcements coming out of like Definity and ICP alongside Hashgraph Association. There's like a developer working group. Some of the stuff coming out of the ICP ecosystem, like Chainfinity, or is it Chainfinity? Chain Fusion, for interoperability. There seems to be some ties for some of the agentic AI stuff that might be being worked on. And they've done a lot of kind of bigger venture studio type stuff as well, with some heavy hitting entities. So this should be a cool interview if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, if you like this content, please like and subscribe. And I will make another video when I make another video. Thank you. Bye.